My name is Matschull. You can write more efficiently if you know how to take advantage of page styles. In this video, I will discuss some of the page styles LibreOffice Writer offers and how to modify them. I will also discuss how to save your page styles for future use as templates so you don't need to recreate them each time you create a new document. The sidebar is the best place to work with page styles. The sidebar is normally located at the right side of the screen. If you do not see the sidebar, click on View in the menu bar. Go down the menu until you find Sidebar. If the icon beside this is not highlighted, click on it to open the sidebar. If the icon is already highlighted, the sidebar may be hidden. The sidebar can be hidden by clicking on the small arrow between the sidebar and the main editing portion of the screen. It can be displayed similarly. The main portion of the sidebar itself may also be collapsed. This is done by clicking on the icon that is highlighted along the side of the sidebar. If the main portion of the sidebar is not showing, you can reveal it by clicking on any of the vertically aligned icons. We will be working in the Styles deck of the sidebar, so make certain the icon with the A in the paintbrush is highlighted. I should also mention that the sidebar can be moved. Click on the Sidebar Settings icon at the top of the vertical list of icons. It's the one with the three little lines. Select On Dock. The sidebar becomes a floating sidebar. This is not a convenient way of using the sidebar, but it does allow you to dock it to the left side of the screen, which might be convenient if you are left-handed. Click in the top portion of the floating sidebar and drag it near the left side of the editing portion until you see a gray outline box. Release the mouse key and the sidebar will be on the left side of the screen with the vertically aligned icons to the left. You may have noticed that you can even drag the sidebar outside of the LibreOffice Writer window. This might be helpful if you have a really large screen or two screens. You could then resize the floating sidebar. I'm going to move the sidebar back to the right side. Okay, let's get back to talking about page styles. I'll click on the Page Styles icon along the top of the Styles deck. That's the fourth icon from the left that looks like a page with a paintbrush. Notice the different page styles LibreOffice Writer gives you by default. There's the page style to use if you are designing an HTML document. There's the page style for envelopes if you are addressing envelopes to be printed. There are page styles for pages at the end of a document. One is for designing the look of indexes. Another is used for designing endnotes. Still another is for designing footnotes if you have already entered footnotes but later decide you want them to appear at the end of the document rather than at the bottom of individual pages. Having a separate page style for footnotes saves you from having to go back and change each footnote into an endnote. The landscape page is for formatting pages in landscape mode. The right page and left page styles are used when formatting documents that will be bound. I hope to make another video about designing bound documents efficiently. In this video, I'll be focusing on the use of the default page style and the first page style. The default page style is the basic page style that most people will use most often. It is often the page style used when a new document is first opened. Let's look at the default page style as it comes in LibreOffice. I'll right-click on it and select Modify. When I go to the Organizer tab, you can see that this page style does not inherit from another style. You will also notice that the next style is also default page style. When one page fills with text, the text flows into the next page. If you look at the Contain section, you can see all of the attributes set by this page style. We will be looking at the attributes available in the Page tab. This tab allows you to set the page format, width and height, and the orientation, portrait or landscape. It also allows you to set the margins, left, right, top, and bottom. The gutter setting is used to set a gutter if you will be using the default page style for a bound document. The paper tray setting can usually be left to from printer settings. The page numbers section allows you to pick from various numbering schemes if you use automatic page numbering in a header or a footer. In this video, I will not be discussing all of the many attributes that can be set in the various tabs of the default page style dialog. The main things I want you to notice are the page format and the margins. Notice that the default page style originally comes set to A4 format, a paper size that is common in many countries. Since I am in the United States, I will set this to letter, the most commonly used paper size used here. Notice that the width automatically changes to 8.5 inches and the height to 11 inches. I will leave the orientation set to portrait. I will change all of the margins to 1 inch. Notice the little preview in the upper right that gives an idea of what the page will look like. I'll click OK. I will save this as a template so I do not need to change these settings every time I open a new document. I will go to File, Templates, Save as Template. In the Save as Template dialog, I will enter a template name. By first entering an underscore, I will assure that the template appears at the beginning of the template list. I will call it underscore my default template. I choose my templates from the category list. I click the checkbox for Set as Default Template and click Save. Now, when I open a new document, my default template will be set to the portrait letter format with 1 inch margins all around. This can be seen if I go to Page Styles, right-click on Default Page Style, select Modify, and go to the Page tab. OK, now I'll right-click on First Page and select Modify. The first page of a document is often formatted a bit differently than the other pages. For example, the first page normally does not have a header or footer, whereas following pages may. I'll go to the Organizer tab. Notice that the new style is set to default page style. A first page is not followed by another first page. When writing a document designed to be bound, the first page normally appears on the right side. In that case, you could change the next style to left page. Let's go to the Page tab. While the Organizer tab did not say that the first page style inherited from the default page style, we can see that the paper format is letter and portrait. The margins, however, are not the same as those we set in the default page style. We'll need to change these manually. Before doing that, let's go back and edit the My Default template so that we don't have to change these settings for any new documents. I'll close this document. I'll go to File, Templates, Manage Templates. Notice that My Default template is right at the first of the list because of the underscore I started it with. Also, notice the little icon beside it. This indicates that it is set as the default template that is used each time a new writer document is created. I'll right-click on this template and select Edit. Notice at the top left where it says My Default Template OTT. This means I'm working in the template rather than a new document. I'll go to the Page Styles section in the Styles deck of the sidebar and right-click on First Page and select Modify. I'll go to the Page tab. Since the first page style will often be used for non-bound documents, I'll just change all the margins to 1 inch like I did for the default page style. I'll click OK. I'll save the changes I've made to the My Default template. I'll close this and open a new text document. I'll go to the Page Style sections of the Styles deck in the sidebar. I'll right-click on First Page and select Modify. I'll go to the Page tab and make sure my margins are set to 1 inch. Just to illustrate how First Page and default page styles work, I'll go to the Area tab and set the area color to green. I'll close this dialog and right-click on the default page style. Go to the Area tab and set the area color to red. Notice how the editing area becomes red. That is because the document opened using default page style. If I double-click on the first page style, the document area becomes green. I'll make one other change before saving this as a new template. I'll go to the Paragraph Styles section of the Styles deck. I'll click the plus sign beside heading. I'll scroll down and double-click on Title. Notice how the cursor becomes larger and is centered. OK, I'll save this formatting as another template to show that documents don't always need to start with the default page style. I'll go to File, Templates, Save as Template. I'll give this template the name _ First Page Template. I'll assign it to the My Templates category. I'll leave the Set as Default Template checkbox unchecked. I'll click OK. I'll close the document. Now I'll go to File, New Templates. Notice that my default template is still set as the default, but I'll select the First Page Template and click Open. The new document opens with the page using a green background. The cursor is large and centered. I'll type my title and hit Enter. Now, if I insert more than a page full of dummy text, you can see how the page style changes. I go to Tools, Auto Text. I click on the plus sign beside Standard. I go down to Lorem Ipsum and click Insert. I do this again. Notice how the background changed from green to red. That is because the page style changed from first page to default page as the text overflowed from the first page into the next page. The page style changed automatically. This is just an introduction to using page styles. There is even more to learn that can make your writing more efficient. If you liked what you learned from this video, please click the like button. Also, check out my other videos.